back to Entertainment Weekly's Comic-Con studio. We are coming to you live from San Diego Comic-Con 2022. We are back in full force here after a few years away, and so excited to be talking with some of your favorite casts and creators that are coming through here. One of those guys is Mike Judge. Sir, how are you?
I'm good.
Good. Well, we are very happy to have you here. This guy, of course, he has created so many things that all of you know and love. Silicon Valley and King of the Hill and, oh my gosh, Idiocracy and Office Space. Specifically here today, this year at Comic-Con, you were here because of Beavis and Butthead, who are making a bit of a triumphant return in 2020.
I hope it's triumphant. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Are these? Do you think about these characters a lot over the years? Because there have been some breaks in between when you've done stuff, but are they always kind of in the mind circulating?
Yeah, they kind of come back to haunt me every now and then. I don't know, something will happen, and it'll just kind of like, yeah, I don't actually do those voices in my spare time, or unless I have to. But yeah, the characters kind of linger.
Yeah. What would those characters think of something like Comic-Con? Like, would they go to a fan convention?
Yeah, they would probably wander into one accidentally. I don't know. Like, they'd probably be completely confused. They'd probably have a good time. I don't know. Yeah, I like the vibe of Comic-Con. It's just kind of nice to see. It's sort of a safe space for everybody who wants to nerd out on something and dress up, and I don't know, it's a really good vibe.
Yeah, that is so true. Okay, I got to point out, I think there are only a few creators who have done this and can properly get away with it, putting their name in the title. It is very properly titled Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead. Like Tyler Perry does it, and I think Jordan Peele does it. But very conscious choice, though, to do it this way to differentiate it from what's come before.
Yeah, I mean, well, the way it started when, Beavis and Butthead started with me animating a 2-minute short and then a second one that was like 3 minutes in my house by myself. Nobody, my ex-wife helped out a little bit, but there was no and then MTV came along, and it did irk me a little bit that they called it MTV's Beavis and Butthead. That's what it was called the entire run, and not only they wouldn't allow me to have my signature on any of the artwork. Not only that, but like when they did the deal with Marvel Comics, still my model sheets for the characters, they put someone else got their name on it sometimes. Ooh. So I had a little bit of a okay, if we're going to do this again, how about we don't call it MTV's Beavis and Butthead? And then my manager, Michael Rotenberg, said, well, do you want him to call it Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead? And I said, well, hey, might as well. I mean, Quentin Tarantino had told me a story that when he was I think he'd maybe sold one screenplay, but on Reservoir Dogs, he put Quentin Tarantino's Reservoir Dogs on it. As he said, it's like, now they've got to take it off, all right?
right. They've got to convince you to...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was like, yeah, why not? If it's good, if it was already MTV's Beavis and Butthead, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take the spot.
Makes sense. Okay, so... Give us a little catch up here. These two guys are still in high school, right?
Yes.
But it is present day.
It's present day.
Okay.
The movie sort of does a half-assed job of explaining what happened. I mean, we were talking about The Simpsons has been on since back then, and they just sort of stay the same. And they're a little more surreal than Beavis and Butthead, but I don't know. In the movie, it starts in '98, and it's this as we've called it, the dumbest science fiction movie, dumbest space movie ever made. They end up in present day in the movie, and then we just sort of dropped the premise a little bit and just kept them in, just they're like they are and they're in the present day. But we also did a spin-off that you'll see in the series. There are several episodes where they're middle-aged, and that's been really fun to do too. So, and that happens in the movie too. There's a little brief glimpse of that.
Okay, so taking those guys into middle age, that must have opened you up to so many opportunities. With where to take these guys. I mean, are they on social media? Are they? They used to watch a lot of music videos. Is it now like TikTok is their world, or?
Yeah, they're watching some TikTok and YouTube. They're not so much on social media. They're on a lot of social welfare programs. They are a burden to the system. There's one of my favorite episodes I think we've done where they're on a jury. They're doing jury duty.
Oh.
they're just the worst.
Not who
jury
I would
members.
pick.
Yeah,
but
no,
okay.
you would not want them on a jury. So that's been really fun. But then I think like most of 3/4 of the episodes are just regular old Beavis and Butthead teenage episodes.
So what was the kind of like the great joy of aging them and the hardest part of aging them?
Yeah, I mean it was just messing with the drawings. We had some really good designers. This guy Songu, I'm not going to get his name right. It's on the show. He did an incredible job of aging them. I think it was mostly him. I mean, I had tried it back in the day. We've had different versions of them old. That was the fun, easy part, I suppose. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Writing it once it clicked, it's been really fun for me. I mean, I always had a hard time imagining them getting from 15 to being middle aged, that in between part. But once they're just dumb,
put them there.
dumb old guys, yeah, that's always made sense to me.
Yeah, solves a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Okay, when you are out and about at just wherever, a convention like this or anywhere folks might see you in public, in the airport or something, is there like one specific line that fans ask you to say?
It rarely happens. I don't get recognized very often. And
We need to change that.
Well,
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's better for you. Maybe you're full with that.
I mean, sometimes they'll just say like, "Do Cornholio," that's not. But usually they'll just say, "Do Beavis and Butthead." The problem is, like especially when I do Butthead, I don't do it very loudly. So like a lot of times it'll be in a loud like a restaurant or a bar, and someone will say, and I'll just go like, "Damn it, Beavis," and someone will go, what? No, that's
Right.
You're not the guy.
Yeah.
Like Beavis cuts through a little more. If I'm like, there's once I was, it's a long time. I was with my daughter and we were in an outdoor at a table, and all I did was clear my throat. I was like, I don't know. And some guy just turned around and goes, "Mike Judge," because he recognized it sounded like Beavis, like I guess. But it's like anyone can do that. I don't,
Yeah.
But he knew it was me, and he said, I don't even know what you look like. I could just tell that was you.
Wow, that's a true fan right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
that's
watched
more-
too much Beavis and Butthead.
Too much. Is there such a thing? Maybe
No.
you're
there's
just
no
going to say
such
no,
thing,
but yeah. At the top of the interview, I mentioned all of these other great things that you have created, and those are shows and movies that, at a place like Comic-Con, there are so many fans of all of those. Is it just that, like, do you consider yourself even part of this culture? Like, if you weren't making this stuff, you would be here, and that's why you're kind of like tapped into the same mind of what people love and latch on to?
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of movies and comic books and stuff that I nerd out on. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm probably not as much of a like superhero person as most of the people here are, but I do. I mean, like I was so into the underground comic books, and I mean, I think back in the day, like Harvey Picard and some of these, like I mean, I could rattle off all like Bill Griffith, Drew Friedman, Mary Kay Brown. Like, there's all these like great cartoonists that I grew up on. National Lampoon magazine, and Mad magazine, and all those.
Yeah.
Not quite. I mean, I like the superhero stuff, but I'm not going to dress up like some third tier character from one. But
it's the best way to get around.
Yeah. I should get a Darth Vader costume or something.
Okay, Daria, the Daria spinoff. That's happening. That is in full force. Tracy Ellis Ross, Cal Penn, Pamela Adlon, William Jackson Harper. So many great people. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen. Yeah, there's like a couple spinoffs that there was going to be a movie. There's that part of the Beavis and Butthead metaverse.
Yeah.
I mean, Daria's
your own
a great
version of
yeah.
Marvel Cinematic Universe, the BBCU, Beavis and
There you
Butthead
go.
Cinematic Universe. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, make that happen.
Yes.
Because you've brought this back. When you look back on other titles, things you've done, does it ever then kind of start to make you wonder, like, ooh, do I have more stories to tell in the Office Space world? We're working from home now, so that would be a very different story movie. But
a lot of people have suggested that on Twitter. I mean, maybe that is a way to bring it back. I after that movie came out, then shortly after there was the British Office, which was amazing, and the American Office, and all these great Office shows and episodes. So it didn't. After a while, it seemed like Yeah, there's no sequel. There's been plenty of really great
Right.
material done. But yeah, maybe working from home. I don't know. King of the Hill is another one that at one point there was a talk of an Idiocracy TV series. Who knows?
Lots of ideas.
Yeah.
Potential for all of it. Well, look, we cannot thank you enough for being here today. If you guys want to check it out, which you should, Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead begins streaming August 4th on Paramount Plus. You can check it out then, and you can keep checking back here today. The rest of the weekend, we have you covered, all your Comic-Con needs on EW.com. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.